Is this thing on? Ah, it's the phone. Hello, James Gunn. How are you doing today? Crypto's gone missing. Have I seen him? Yes, I've got Crypto. I've got your little CGI dog, and you're not getting him back until we see the main extended trailer for Superman. I don't care if it's not ready or not. The CGI Crypto is ready. That trailer should be ready. Is Crypto okay? Well, right now I'm dangling a little kryptonite necklace round his neck. Oh, don't cry, James. Don't cry. Get me that damn trailer! Welcome back to Movies TV Mad. I'm Mick, your host with the most to start your girlfriends and your wives. You can follow me on X, Twitter at Movies TV Mad, and on Instagram and on Threads at Movies TV Mad X, on TikTok Mad Mickey's World, and on Snapchat BMouth60 Mick, your host with the most. A very warm welcome to Thursday's edition of the DCU Daily. Take a listen to this.
Made, or was this just a glorified commercial that didn't really do much to get you excited for it past what you've already seen?
I mean, a lot of the footage is what we already saw. You know, they're definitely keeping certain things and elements under wraps, which limits what they can do. And you're still not seeing Superman interact with Lois Lane or Lex Luthor, right? I mean, it's about him and his dog. Which, here's the thing. Obviously, there are people in that audience that ate it up. I mean, there was literally, like, there was an awe. Aw, a doggy! Look at the doggy! I have to say, I'm just being honest, because, like, I passed along everyone else's fucking reactions, good, bad, ugly, over the last few weeks. Now I've seen it with my own eyes, and I understand them so much better.
Okay.
Because that sequence where, you know, that's in the teaser with Crypto, you know, he's saying, home, Crypto, home.
Yeah.
Take me home. That works in the teaser. The extended version of that, I kind of couldn't stand. The dog is just this unruly, poorly behaved dog, and it's just like jumping all over him.
Yeah.
Right? It's so happy to see him, but he's like injured, so it's like jumping on him. He's like, oh, and it's played for a laugh.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I get the fucking tone issues now, where it's like, is this too jokey? Are we going too far in an effort to have heart? Even like he gets to the Fortress of Solitude and he's talking to like the Superman robots or whatever, and you know he's just always kind and always nice, which is a little boring, by the way, for a hero. And he's just like, oh, like you don't even have to be nice to it. Like we don't care. Like we have no feelings. We're robots. Like it's just the kind of humor that doesn't work for me.
Right.
So
Some very interesting thoughts from Mr. Jeff Sneider, if you like, the scooper, the movie pundit that's now working independently away from Collider and whoever else he used to work with, but some very interesting thoughts on the Superman CinemaCon panel. Here are my views on the panel. I was happy with what James Gunn, Rachel Brosnahan, and Nick Holt and David Corenswet, and did I say James Gunn? And James Gunn all said about the film. It was ultra professional, ultra positive, and it's what you want from a piece of marketing. Now, in terms of what Jeff Sneider was saying about the footage being pretty much samey, apart from the moment in the Fortress when Crypto drags Superman into the Fortress of Solitude and the robots point him to the sun and heal him, and Superman says thank you. Snyder's saying that's boring. Why is he saying thank you to robots? That's Superman. He's always been a well-mannered character. He was brought up by people who taught him manners. There's nothing wrong with him thanking the robots. Maybe they do have faults. Maybe they do have feelings. We don't know. I mean, the robots can react to Superman. And it's Superman's disposition to always be polite to everything, everyone, and everything. That's not a big deal. Then Snyder went on to talk about kind of the humour in terms of Crypto jumping on Superman and hurting him, and Crypto thinking he's being friendly, blah, blah, blah. You know, I don't have a problem with humour in a superhero or Superman movie. Just because the Snyderverse was something that I enjoyed and it didn't have much humour in it, it had bits and pieces, to be fair, but mostly Zack takes his movies ultra seriously, and that's okay. That doesn't mean you can't have any humour in the movie. Now, there's an interesting situation where at the panel they were saying that this DC, the DCU of James Gunn will be more lighter and more fun, opposed to, well, this is what Variety said in their article, and they are kind of the overlords of WB, where they spread the WB propaganda. So they were saying that this one's going to be a bit more brighter and lighter, and it won't be as serious and as dark as the Snyderverse. Now, a guy called Seba, who, you know, produces content and talks about DC and is a big Snyder fan, made a great point. After Snyder was removed or driven out or left, or however you want to frame it, they did a bunch of bright, coloured, funny, well, they weren't funny, but they were supposed to be, kind of DC movies, and they all flopped. Everything from Shazam onwards flopped. Shazam barely made, didn't even make 400 million. And it got worse and worse until we got to kind of something that had nothing to do with the DC EU, which was Joker and the Batman, that did well and resonated well with audiences, and they were darker pictures, weren't they? So it doesn't seem like these fun, lighter movies actually make money. Now, there's this dispute about a Superman movie. Should the suit be bright? Should the tone be brighter, optimistic, more fun? One of the issues, I love Superman 78, but it was a product of its time. And I think there's this obsession to try and reproduce Superman 78. From what I can see from James Gunn's movie, you know, I think it's going to tick everything. Even the Snyder movies, it's going to try and give people little bits and pieces of everything they like, but then James Gunn is going to do his thing. There's been a lot of dispute and conversation and debates about Crypto's role in this movie. Some people saying, is it a Crypto movie or is it a Superman movie? Well, I can't tell you that. No one can tell you that until we've seen the movie. Crypto, look, we now know from leaks, and if I haven't mentioned this before, basically, Supergirl has asked Superman to look after her dog, Crypto, for about a week. She returns, apparently, in a scene, spoiler alert, she comes to the fortress at the end of the movie and she's drunk and she wants her dog back, because Crypto will also feature heavily in Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, as she does in that actual graphic novel. I don't think the inclusion of Crypto and some fun, cutesy moments with Crypto is actually a problem. And I think it will resonate well with animal lovers and families. Is this enough to put butts in seats? No, it will be part of the charm of the movie, but ultimately it is called Superman, but it's a James Gunn Superman movie. And James Gunn comes from the MCU school of villainy. That doesn't mean they're villains, but I'm just trying to give you a picture here. Their idea of making movies is the Superman 78 aesthetic, where it is serious. There are serious storylines mixed in with gags. So we will see if this Superman film actually is funny when it needs to be, but then gets serious when it needs to be. Now, reports from test screenings are that James Gunn has actually done that pretty well. Now, Jeff Sneider also spoke about the fact that they didn't really show much of what we haven't seen already. That's why I'm not that gutted about not seeing this, this moment from CinemaCon. Most of it we've seen before. And look, as soon as this gets attached to Minecraft, it's going to be bootlegged, as I said the other day. So I'm going to see it one way or the other. And then we can talk about it further. But we already know, it's been described to us. We are not missing out. But I have a huge question. where is the main trailer for Superman? Now, marketing is very important for a movie, as we all know. Let's talk briefly about the Man of Steel marketing, because this was very, very interesting. We had two alternate versions of a teaser. One with the narration from Russell Crowe and then Kevin Costner's Pa Kent. So two teasers with different narrations in them. Then we had that trailer with the Gladiator music from Hans Zimmer, which was a brilliant trailer. It was over 2 minutes long. We had that. Then we had the one that starts off with the Russell Crowe narration when we're on Krypton, and Jor-El says every person has the ability to fight for good, or whatever it is. I can't remember exactly the narration from it. And you get this was the trailer we waited all night in Europe to see. Because in America it was during the day, and I waited till about 3 in the morning. I was desperate to see this Man of Steel trailer. So this was a second extended trailer. We already had the one with the Gladiator music, which was absolutely compelling. This trailer was 3 minutes long, and that's the trailer where we first see Zod saying, "I will find him!" I love that. And that's when I really thought this movie is going to kick ass, as it did. Then we had the viral campaign for the fate of your planet is in your hands. You are not alone. That whole "You Are Not Alone" viral campaign was amazing, because that showed that this movie was a first contact story. That captured the imagination. So Man of Steel had a huge marketing campaign, which had 3 extended trailers and 2 alternate versions of a teaser. So right now, we've only seen 1 teaser trailer, which I really liked. So that's all we've seen. We're in April. We are just over 2 months away from release. Well, I can't tell you, I can't recollect how many trailers for Man of Steel we saw at the same stage. Because what should happen with movie marketing is this. You should slowly start teasing the movie about 6 months in advance. But as you get like a month before release, it should be everywhere. Like, I remember Batman 89. It was here, there, everywhere, right? They were teasing us with Prince's album, soundtrack album. So by the time the movie's released, all you're thinking about is that movie. I must see this movie. I'm missing out if I don't see this movie. That's how good marketing works. I'm not there with James Gunn's Superman movie quite yet. We need a main trailer, but how many trailers are we getting for this movie? Don't forget the amount of trailers and TV spots we had for Man of Steel. Now, the TV spots kicked in about, I think, a month or a couple of weeks before release. It was everywhere. You felt you had to see the movie. It was a Superman movie, so I was always going to see it. I mean, I'm going to see this film in the opening afternoon, and then I'm going to see it in the evening again. Here in Cyprus, we normally get Thursday releases. The rest of the world seems to have to wait till Friday. We get Thursday releases. So I will go and watch Superman in the afternoon. I will come here, sit here. The beauty of not editing and being professional means I can sit here, press record, and I can give you my thoughts. I may even do my initial thoughts about the movie on a live video, which I haven't done for a very long time. So at the moment, I'm not quite sure about the marketing for this movie, considering how hard Man of Steel went successfully at the marketing. One of the reasons Man of Steel kind of crept to 650 million was the marketing, because I think the movie absolutely wasn't for everyone, but 650 million globally is a solid amount of money for any film, and it will be interesting how much this film will make. And I'm still looking at about the same from Man of Steel. If they make less than Man of Steel did, they're in huge trouble. So I don't know what's happening with the main trailer. There's still this dispute between WB and the Siegel estate, because they're claiming they should be getting money from releases in countries like Australia, Ireland, blah, blah, blah. The problem is with legal proceedings, they take time. And if we don't see a main trailer by April the 18th on Superman Day, I feel this film could be postponed or delayed.